All right. All right. Welcome back to another episode of Spaghetti and Meatballs, MeatBULLS. Whoa. Here to talk about your favorite team with your hosts, Trevin and Jonsey. What do you say there, big guy?
So do we want to get into our technical difficulties? We want to explain what's going on here.
Yeah, we've been having some issues. We recorded an episode last night and full episode, 35 minutes. Oh man, it was a good one too.
Yeah.
There was some in-depth Bulls talk. There was even some Saved by the Bell versus Boy Meets World conversation. It was some good stuff. We might have to rehash it in another episode
because people don't get to hear it. So
yeah.
But anyway, so we're kind of just giving you guys a little something to head into the weekend with. Not a full episode probably, but it's just Trev and I were just talking about. We're just pissed off after last night.
Yeah, that was kind of a rough one. That was not.
And we talk from the get. It was they came out with such defensive pressure. I was like,
I know, and you got to give them credit because they're an undermanned team, and there was no home crowd there.
Yeah, which is very awkward.
Yeah, I didn't even know what that was about.
What's that?
What's it? I said I didn't even know what that was about. With
it's like they're behind us in COVID protocols. There was
all right,
fans.
I figured, yeah.
But then it's there's no fans, but then Drake's sitting at half court. So I was like,
I got so confused. I know, I don't know. It didn't make
Robbie
much
Hummel
sense.
had the biggest Drake boner. I'm like, dude, just
big time. Put it away.
Yeah,
put it away, man.
We get it.
Yeah. They came out at us, and we had no right being in that game all the way through it, and somehow made enough plays to be in it. And I think we know who to give credit to on that.
And we tweeted it out forever known as the Vooch game.
Vooch. That
whew. And we're you and I aren't what I like to call, we're not just we're not exclusive to each other. We have other texts going.
Yes. It's a healthy relationship in that way. Yes.
Everybody else is on the same page. He was being aggressive for once.
Yes.
And I know I texted you the same thing.
Well, but that makes the biggest difference. And even, you could track it out throughout the whole season. First 10 games, not aggressive, not good. Next 10-game stretch after he came back from COVID, more aggressive, much better numbers. And then he kind of had that dip again where he was just kind of cautious and hesitant. And I don't know, the last 5-6 games, it's been nice to see.
One thing I will say about Vooch and DeMar, I'll give him credit, is that I don't know if you noticed too, in the game, it was as soon as the Bulls got across half court, they're coming with a double team. And neither of those two kind of panicked with the ball, and they always made the right decision. And Vooch could give that skip pass over the top. So, he was making teams pay, just moving the ball.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's been nice to see. He's been smart with it, and just you can see the difference when he gets the ball and he does that hesitation, not sure, versus when he gets it and knows exactly what to do with it.
And man,
it's still nice.
So quick, little synopsis of yesterday's show. We just talked about continuing with Vooch stepping up, but then also just Ayo's progression. And pregame we were talking a little bit about our pre-show. So Scotty Barnes doesn't suck, but we're
okay.
And you guys can put it in the comments if we're wrong, but we just see that the ceiling of Iowa is much higher than Scotty Barnes.
Yeah. We were talking about it, just how, Scotty Barnes is athletic. He's, I don't ever see him being a star in this league. He'll fill a role. He'll, have a nice career, I'm sure. But Ayo, I just feel like the ceiling, just the way he plays, the way he attacks it. He had a couple of mistakes last night in that overtime, but
that one hurt. But hey,
yeah, you're gonna have that. I shouldn't have thrown that on there as we're praising him. But
it's all right. We've always said we're not all sunshine and rainbows all the time.
Yes. So you're gonna have that as a rookie. You're still gonna make your mistakes, but he just continues to impress every single night, every night.
And it's just Scotty Barnes is Tyrese Thomas, all the physical gifts, and not as bad because Tyrese Thomas was terrible. But that tip in to send us to overtime, you and I were talking about, literally it was like a blind guy in a bar fight. That's what it looked like. Like he was just like
And somehow it worked out.
You
Yeah, I
land
don't
one
know.
every once in a while, right?
Yeah, every once in a while.
So just I don't know. That was a frustrating end, especially when we had like the craziest play ever to take the lead. Like
Yeah, with
Jamar
Vooch
dribbling nowhere, passes
and
it off to Io.
and Javante just throwing it into the air, and Zach tipping it up to Vooch. I don't know how that ended up working out, but
And I thought like after that happened, like the destiny. There's no way they were coming down.
I know when you see something like that happens, you kind of figure it was meant to be. But
and then we kind of talk about like with the 0.7 left, it was like Vooch like turn around, just launching one sky high in the air. Is that
okay? Here's the game plan: set a bunch of screens that don't mean anything, throw it to Vooch, and just chuck it up there.
Throw a very questionable pass to Vooch and throw it almost behind your head. See what happens.
All right.
So not a great game, but we got kind of a ailing Indiana team coming up where the Bulls are given a 1.5, so at least we're favored tonight. But what I did see is that perhaps, and it might not be tonight, that sometime during this stretch, Vooch could be getting a day off.
I think he's probably due for one.
Yeah.
I mean, we had talked about it yesterday, which nobody heard, but including last night, 4 out of the next 5 days we had games. So I would say he's probably due for one.
We did predict out of the next 4 games we would go 3-1. We might have to change that prediction a little bit.
There's our one already.
Yeah, so
because we were not counting on it being against the Raptors last night.
Phoenix.
Oh, the Suns. Yeah, the
Suns. I would have felt better about us beating them if they didn't lose yesterday to Atlanta.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did they end up losing?
Yeah,
I saw they were losing.
They're not going to lose like 2 out of 3 games.
Yeah, right.
So, we got Indiana coming up, and then we got Saturday off. Is Phoenix the last game of the 4, or is it Phoenix and the Clippers or something? I can't remember.
I believe it's the 76ers on Sunday, and then the Suns on Monday.
Which Bulls daytime games like worry me for some reason. Like noon starts, 2 o'clock starts, but
something doesn't seem natural about it. I don't know.
Hey, but we're gonna rebound tonight. We are gonna be firing up the text line. Like we were all over Twitter last night. We were all.
Oh yeah, big props to you. You were all over it.
Well,
76ers Sunday and Suns Monday. Just double check.
Well, they're down that head case Ben Simmons. We got that.
Yeah.
And
what's with that guy?
And then Phoenix or Philadelphia's turning down like crazy trades. Like, dude, this guy's nuts. He hasn't played all year, and somebody's offering you like
because somebody criticized his game, and so he's shut down. I'd get anything for him.
Yes, was it the Blazers who are just like? Do you see their trade today? Like they are completely dismantling in Portland.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Like I'll give you C.J. McCollum and a first-round pick for him. I'd be like, done.
Right? In a heartbeat, I would do that.
So I don't know. So we got Indiana, we got Philadelphia, and then we got Phoenix. So we got Friday night, Sunday, Monday.
And I think, tonight's game is in Indiana, and then the next 2 are at home. So we got that going for us against.
Tonight's like a 6 o'clock start too.
I'm guessing probably
in Indiana.
Is it? Yeah, 6 o'clock.
I'm literally not trying to be a dick here. Is it true people in Indiana don't brush their teeth? Like I've heard that like multiple times.
I've heard the same thing. I don't know. It must be.
Yeah, like at least 2 occasions I was driving through Indiana with different people, and somebody was like, "Did you hear this?" And I was like,
"Hey, here's one for you."
So I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
If we're coming out of left field on that one, please comment below. But
yeah, if we're totally out of line there, keep us in check.
So we got that. Now, what do you think? It's 3 games against 3 very good teams. Well, two very good teams. Can we go 2-1 in these next 3?
Well, yeah, I would. I think we'll stick with our original predictions on. Win tonight, win against Philadelphia, and then But you know what? You never know on Monday.
You never
But
know. We're not
yeah, that's
anything.
right. Yes, exactly. But that's what I would still think. So
I know we said we're
2-1
going to
over
make it
the
a little
next.
shorter show. We got our sponsor. We got Jesse waiting to come out.
Yep.
Before we go, I just want to tell the fans, Trevin's guys on the inside told us some good news. Do you want to highlight about P-Will?
Oh, yes. More likely than not that he will return before the end of the regular season. So him and a bunch of those guys that are hurt, AC, Lonzo, Derek Jones Jr., hopefully get them all back towards the end, the last few weeks there the season. And but yeah, that's exciting news because for the first 2 or 3 months of the season, we figured we wouldn't see him again, maybe in the playoffs.
Yeah,
but if we can get him back before, that'd be huge.
We got good news on the injury front that we didn't really have time to talk about.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't get too hung up about these losses. In the back of my mind, I'm like, all right, we're down at least 40% of our starting five from the beginning of the year. We don't have P-Will and we don't have Lonzo right now. So like,
yeah. And you can tell what a huge difference. I mean, just that's the nice thing is I don't worry. To kind of piggyback off you there, I don't worry about even the defense and how that's looking because as soon as Lonzo and AC are back, that's all going to change. They're not going to have to figure things out. It's just the way that those two play the game, and so I'm not even worried about the defensive end.
No. And that's why I'm like, are any of these teams, like, is Toronto, like, pumped up that they won last night? And be like, I know that they're undermanned as well, but it's like, we just beat, like, you didn't just beat the number one seed. You beat, like, a 70% of the number one seed. Like,
yes, exactly. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Pat yourself on the back.
So I think we got to get one tonight. Like, we
yeah,
don't like to say must win, but it's like, we need to win.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it needs to be a win tonight, especially with the next two coming up. So.
All right, I'm gonna text our guy to jump on, get some lines for tonight's game.
Yeah. I know we kind of gave him some short notice there, so.
Well, that's what sponsors are for, having our backs when we need them.
Yep, exactly. And this guy, he's tuned in. He would have been ready. Uh-oh.
Is he?
Yeah, did he get the? All right, there he is. All right, John's on an actual call here. Let me let Cabby in. Looks like Foxy is checking an extension.
Oh,
hey, Cabby, what's up, buddy? Johnsy's on an important work call, apparently.
Yeah, I had a little, and that might ring.
Are you ordering Sam's or what's going on?
Well, my son's 8th grade buddy's family owns Bianchi, so he's trying to convert me. And I'm like,
wow,
easy.
I'm a Sam's guy, man.
Through and through.
Yeah. So, we said we'd like to thank you. You're one of the best sponsors in the game. You were there at a drop of a hat to come on the show.
Didn't even hesitate.
We didn't get the show out yesterday, but for the fans, he predicted under 222.5, or not even close. It was 228 at the end of regulation. Over Gary Trent, 3.5 threes. I think he had 3. Under Gary Trent, 20. Over Gary Trent, 21.5. I think he had 16. So he's.
I thought I was going to get like a mulligan here on this game.
Exactly. Where no one had to know about it.
He did.
Oh boy.
Just let it go.
But yeah, it was trending for the under for sure through the first quarter and a half, and then the pace picked up.
Yeah, I did get the Raptors. Did call the Raptors. Did love the 4.5, and it really wasn't a 4.5. They got lucky to cover that, but
it dropped down. Yeah. I took it on wager.
I saw that, and I was kind of disappointed. I give you all this information, and then you go against me. It serves you right.
I told you at the very beginning, I don't bet against them.
We appreciate that.
We have one rule: never bet against them.
One lucky ass Gary Trent swipe tip it, or not Gary, Scotty Barnes swipe.
Scotty Barnes.
Win that
yep. All right.
Whatever. All right, so we got an ailing Indiana team. Do we get?
I'm gonna talk about that. I like I told you, I got gold tonight. This is.
I don't know if I like where this is headed already.
I have a question for you guys. If I was gonna just walk it into a bar and ask a guy, Bulls are playing the Pacers tonight. What do you think the spread is? What do you think they would say?
I already know what it is, but if
guy in the bar.
I'd say he'd say Bulls by 6-7 points.
Yeah, I would say at least Bulls by 5.
Yep. So and then if I told you that the Pacers' 2 leading scorers are out.
Oh.
Yeah, Bulls blowout, right? No problem. Okay. This is, like I always say, Johnny Cochran. He's rolled over in his grave right now. He's knocking on the thing. Let me out of here. He goes, I can win this case, all right? So Bulls are -2. If we talk, this is going to be the 4th game they've played. Pacers have covered in 2 of the 3 games. If you remember, one of the games that the Bulls did win by 2 and they did not cover was the first DeRozan buzzer beater off one leg. Okay. That was in Indiana. Like I said, their 2 leading scorers are out. 88% of the money is going towards the Bulls, and the line's actually going the other way. The Pacers are getting less points. It started at 3. Now they're only getting 2.
It was 1.5 at one point.
I didn't see that. They're telling you what to take. This is a Pacers game. Bulls play in overtime last night in Canada. Traveling back to Indies. This is their 3rd game in a row at home. They had a day's rest. I can't not take the Pacers in this one. Getting the points. And I actually took the money line. I took the Pacers to win the game. So I definitely like the +2 and the money line.
What if it were at +3? How would you feel about it?
Well, if you like it at 2, you got to love it at 3, right?
Well, yeah, at 1.
At 1? Yeah,
well, I guess if you're taking the money line,
I think the Pacers are going to win this game.
Here's the thing, though. We heard that Vooch is going to get a day off at some point. Could be tonight. Zach, I know we tweeted out back looks fine.
It looked like he tweaked it again last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Billy
wasn't
called
very
that
aggressive.
Timeout, and Zach looked like he tweaked it. He had an all right 4th quarter, but wasn't himself. So they could sit both of them tonight. We don't know.
Yep. And that's very well kind of baked into the line too. Vegas might be taking that into consideration. So, but yeah, everything about this tells you this is a Pacers game.
What do you got for the over?
Okay, so I got some stats on that. None of the 3 games, all 3 games so far this year between the Bulls and Pacers have went under, and none of them have been 230, not even close. None of the spreads none of the over-unders have been even close to 230. They've all been, I think it was like 218, 222 were the over-unders in the other games. So, yeah, I'm definitely on the under, and I'm definitely on the Bulls team total under 116.5. The Bulls in these 3 games have scored 77 points, 108 and 113, and they got it at 116.5. I just don't see it. Not, especially a long game last night, traveling, across the border from Canada into Indiana, no rest. Yeah, I'm definitely going under. Bulls team total under 116.5.
Trevor, are you writing these down?
I got him.
Okay.
The other things, DeMar DeRozan, right back at 26.5. What do you have? About 30 last night?
Yeah, and it was 12 or 14 from
Yep.
the line. And
he had a pretty big 4th quarter, and a lot of those points were in the 4th quarter and overtime. I was on the under last night. I'm going to go under again, just simply because I think that the game's going to go under. The Bulls team total is going to go under. Under 26.5. I'm going to go ahead and go 0 threes again.
Ride it while you can.
And here's another little tidbit. a lot of times in these games when, teams have played the overnight the night before or double overtime, triple overtime, sometimes for the first quarter, first half, they still got some, but the second half is when their legs start to go. So if the Bulls get out to a lead early, look to do a live play, take Indy, especially if they're getting 4, 5, 6 points in the fourth quarter or first quarter. Bulls get out to a 12-4 lead. Look to hit Indy live. And then I got one more prop. I got Chris LeVert for the Pacers at 21.5. He's only hit that one time in his last 6 games. So this is like, I'm going contrarian here, right? So last night I was on Gary Trent to go. I thought the line was way too low at 21.5 when he'd been over 30 in 5 games. This makes no sense. He's only hit over 21.5 one time in the last 6, and they got that line up there at 21.5. So I'm going to go LeVert over 21.5.
He's going over with LeVert on 21.5.
And the name of the show, Spaghetti and Meatballs, I hate betting against, but it just worries me that Zach's not right. Kobe's like something with his oblique. Questionable.
Yeah. Okay. Did KC text you that earlier?
Well, I'm not going to. I actually have been like Zooming with one of the trainers.
Not from the Blackhawks, right?
Oh God, no. You're gonna get Rocky Wirtz on the show here. He's gonna be blasting us. He's gonna be wanting to fight us. We can't.
Oh, that's bad news. All right, so let's recap here. You got the Pacers minus +2. Sorry, +2. You got the under 230. Was it
correct.
230? We got the Bulls under 116.5. Under on DeMar with 26.5. And, of course, 0 threes, the standard 0 threes. You're saying to look out for a live play on Indy if the Bulls get up big in the first half.
If you can get 4, 5, 6 in the first, the Bulls just get off to a hot start. Like I said, look for them, especially in the second half, to lose their legs.
All right, and then we got LeVert over 21.5 points tonight.
Trevin, we got it both on here. We've always been saying to the guys, get your account at WagerHub, 888.com. I got one that we've been betting show money on. It's Mr. Foxy at WagerHub, 888.com. I got a little money left in the Venmo account because I've been struggling lately. Do I put the last amount on the Bulls, given to?
See, that's what you always ask me, should I do this? Well, I'm always going to say yes.
Yep, we're taking it.
I'm always going to say yes.
This is the last positive.
It's music to Gabby's ears right now.
So, Trevin, I don't know how familiar you are with our Twitter account, Barstars Bets, but our buddy John is one of our personalities on there. Fade the Fox is our famous guy there. Everybody. As soon as I put out what Fox is on, everybody's fading them. It's the best bet on Twitter.
I'm fine with that. They must have forgot my 7-0 streak at the end of the bowl season. I went on boom, 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 boom. That's all right. I went 3-0 Sunday too.
You gotta text me your picks. I can't put them out. I can't read your mind.
No, this is for my audience right now. Anyway, I don't need Big D. I don't need Larry calling me. No. When I got a banger, I send it. All right, so we got something to look forward to, Trevor. I'm gonna put my last $25 on Bulls given 2 points tonight.
Do it. I'm sure we'll regret it.
Oh, that's going to get me about 5 high noons later, John.
All right. Well, Gabby, we appreciate you jumping on the short notice and the insight. We'll get these plays out there for you. And sorry that John had to still call you out on last night's performance. I wasn't going to say anything about it, but
no problem. Thanks for having me, boys.
All right, we'll see you next time.
Ooh, somebody's All right, Trevin. We tried to be quick. We ended up going 25 minutes. So
I know that. I guess that's what happens sometimes. But
well, as always,
that's
Al
al dente.